welcome to today's session on how to deal with stress and the fun living OTTER Persona. And if you know already from watching the Connect System videos that there are 3 different types of people, and under those are 7 different personas, animal personas. And today we're talking about the fun living OTTER and how to deal with stress. So when you recognize these stress symptoms, whether they're the sudden distress flares or the distress levels or the chronic distress pattern in the OTTER persona, you can immediately go through the filter to meet their needs and diffuse the stress that they're having at that moment. And today, so we'll just get right into it now. Everyone deals with stress in the workplace. It's amazing. And in your life, and look at the economy today and the politics and everything that's going on, climate change and the climate, your finances, maybe everything's are tight now with the inflation and all. We just come out of COVID and then we have the inflation and all of this is going on to cause stress. But if you know how to deal with it, then you can make progress and not worry about it. So the Connect system is part of the Sona Sásta system for increasing wealth and making money. And I like to share that with you. So what is the one thing that leaders can do to change the world? Change the way your people are managed. And that's John Clifton, the CEO of Gallup International. They're the ones that do all the polls and such. So now, just looking at stress in the workplace, global stress, 6 out of 10 employees are quiet quitting worldwide. Quiet quitting costs $8.8 trillion annually, 9% of global gross domestic product. And global workplace stress is at all-time records high. So it's at 44%. So it's increased 44%. Half of those employees are actively seeking other employment. So even if they're employed, over half of the people are looking for the next step, the next place to go. So there isn't really any employee loyalty, for most people. I share there's the other ones that do have it, but most people are actively looking and planning to quietly quit. And so anyway, the employee connection is the most important point of it. So out of all the other benefits, they want the corporate culture and connection to show that they really care and they really matter. So that would help decrease stress. Now, out of all the quiet quitters, 86% of quiet quitters want connection. 48% want connection. They know what they want. 86% know what they want. 48% want connection. And 33% want increase in pay and benefits, and the 19% would care for well-being, and that includes like a gym or access to remote working and things like that. So, and then the 14% just want to quit no matter what, so they don't really care. And connection equals tribe. And so if you're working with a corporation, that's your corporate culture, and reaching out to show that your employees matter, because happy employees equal happy customers, and happy customers equals increased sales and revenue, right? But most people don't care about the employees, especially the ones that are face-to-face. So you've got this basically within 2 meters or 6 feet. So the person, that's the point of contact, face-to-face with the customer, gets paid the least in the corporation. So it's amazing because the people that get paid the most, they never see the customers because they're up in the C-level suites and they're not face-to-face with the clients or the customers. And for sole proprietorship and entrepreneurs, you see your customers face-to-face on a daily basis. So a lot of this would have to do with how you connect with your customers. And if you see stress in your clients or customers, you can deal with that too by what I'll show you later in the presentation. Now, global workplace stress, basically 9 out of 10 people are stressed out. I would even say that's pretty much everyone. Maybe 1%'s not stressed and you wonder about them, and stress in the workplace affects women more than men, 54%. And so between 53 and 54%. According to the CFAH Stress in the Workplace Statistics 2023 update. All workers say workplace stress affects their mental well-being, and there's your 99% right there. So if you can decrease workplace stress or stress in people's lives, they're going to remember that, because they don't really remember what you say, but they do remember how you make them feel. And that's important. So if you want to make a difference in a person's life, change the way that they feel about being with you and working for the company or working with you. In the USA, workplace stress, a tenth of all workers are overworked, and that means that they're working 50 plus hours a week. And especially that's even if you're remote working, because you're on call 24/7 almost. So especially depending on if you're working with IT or something. Workplace stress is the 5th major cause of death in America. Surprisingly, over 120,000 people per year die of major stress that's caused by stress in the work, so workplace stress. And that can be coronary heart attack or anything like that, or reduced immune system response. And it's all because of stress and the higher cortisols in the body. So workplace related stress costs in the United States, 3.7 trillion a year. That's quite a bit. So it would pay companies and people to lower stress in the workplace. And if you're an entrepreneur or a small business owner, then you want to decrease the stress in your workplace if you have any employees, and definitely with your clients there. So you'd say workplace stress, only 5% of Americans report no stress. So I think it's really between 5 and 1% maybe that wouldn't have any stress. So basically 93 to 95% of people are stressed out. And according to Crash and Burnout book in 2021, 95% of workers experience workplace stress, according to their statistics. And that's the US statistics. And of those that do experience stress, the 95%, only 27 or 28% say that it's low. And basically 39 to 41% say it's moderate, and 23 to 24% say it's high, and 6% say it's unsustainable, meaning that they need to either change it or they're going to have the detrimental effects of stress in their lives. So, and you certainly don't want to have anyone go postal in the workplace. So you definitely want to avoid that. So now, if you can decrease stress in the workplace or with your clients and customers, then you can increase sales by about 37 to 43%, and productivity 31 to 36%, and task accuracy 19 to 21% increase. And that's on a daily basis for that task accuracy statistic, unless they're CFAH, stress in the workplace statistics 2023 update. So anyway, now how can we interdict stress in the workplace, decrease stress, and recognize it when it's coming up, that you're not surprised by it? Well, if you use the Connect system, you realize that there are 3 types of people: those who act first and then think or feel, those who feel first and then think or act, and those who think first and then act or feel or act. So generally the thinkers they're all pretty easy to identify, those categories. And then under each one of those, there are 7 personas. And I like to think of them as animal personas because it's easy to remember and it's cuter. So, but you have the horse persona, the beaver persona, those are the actors. Otter persona, collie persona, those are the feelers. And lion, eagle, and owl persona are the thinkers. How do you connect with someone? Everyone has all 7 personas in different levels and intensities. The people tend to prefer 1 or 2 of those personas over others when they communicate. No persona is any better or worse than any other. It's just how they prefer to communicate. So it's really not like a personality thing, although you can have some behaviors associated with that. Now, how do you connect? You go through the filter, the hidden question, to meet the need or the hidden need that they need from others. And then you have connection. It's easy as that. So we talk about that in some of the other seminars, but our webinars online. Now, dealing with stress, everyone can handle different amounts of stress in different ways. Everyone's unique and different. Each persona indicates stress in predictable ways. So they have the sudden distress flares. These are the flares that just flare up suddenly, maybe even unexpectedly, and just blow up in your face, go berserk, and then it settles back down. Distress levels are more of a consistent thing, where there's levels 1, 2, and 3, and level 1 is the least detrimental, and the level 3 is the worst. So you get the worst kind of behaviors or coping mechanisms on level 3. And then the chronic distress pattern is what a person lives in, basically. If they're stressed out completely in their life, then they're going to live in that chronic distress pattern, and it's not healthy for anyone, themselves or those around them. So it's good to recognize these, and when you recognize them, you can, like I said, go through the filter to meet the need, answer the hidden question, dissolve or diffuse that stress that they're having at the moment, and then work with them for other stress relief, like stress hacks, the 32 life hacks for de-stressing your life that we have on the resources page. So, like I said, we're dealing with the feelers today. There's 45% of the general population are feelers. They're going to feel first and then act or think or act. These are people who approach life through feelings. Emotions first, communicate through feelings, make decisions through feelings, and have the emotive motivation. That's what motivates them, how they feel. So today we're talking about the OTTER persona, and these are your natural networkers. They love to encourage. It's life's cheerleaders, and they're always encouraging and connecting with people. And so they love that. And the hidden question is, are we connecting? Are we connecting? Do I have the feedback there? And they need connection and affirmation. So that's a very verbal persona, and they like the verbal affirmation, like, "Hey, way to go, Michael. That's wonderful. We're glad that, that was brilliant. Way to go." And that kind of thing, and the feedback. Or if you have negative feedback, he's like, I think that you could do better in this, and let's work on this together, kind of put it in a positive way, because they like to be enthusiastic. That's their strength, enthusiasm, and inclusive and intuitive. And like I said in some of the other the videos or some webinars that we've done, I had a client who had a client, and she was definitely the OTTER persona. And she had a song even for when it was raining, because you say, yeah, it's a sunny day, especially like in Ireland there. I was like, oh, wow, it's a sunny day. What are we going to do? It's like everyone's so happy it's a sunny day. But what about the rainy days? Oh, it rains quite a bit here in Ireland, and other places in the world. So what does she do for that? Well, she still has a happy song. And so like, oh, it's a rainy day. It's a rainy day. And the flowers say hooray. It's a rainy day. So it's really funny. But I mean, she's so, encouraging and enthusiastic about everything, even the rain, well, I guess we'll have to get the umbrellas or the rain jackets or whatever, but they're also people oriented, and they really like to connect with people. So their strengths are creativity, flexibility, joyfulness, and optimism. Of course, optimism. So these are life's cheerleaders. So when they get under stress, you can really notice it straight away, because they're not very encouraging at that point. So what happens with the distress flares for the OTTER persona? Well, it's D-A-E or D-I-E in Irish. So D-A-E, deny, argue, and escape. So it's like a pattern. It's like they read the book. It's like, if someone that has any of these persona, everyone else has all 7, but the one that they're using. So someone like this, it's like they read the manuals, like they know the book already, like they read the book or something, or the manual. Hi, I'm going to be an OTTER persona, and so and then it's just automatic. So they'll deny it. It's like, hey, how's your day going? It's grand, Oh yeah, it's that's a brilliant day. Are you feeling a bit stressed out? How's work going? Oh, it's grand. Well, you feel like really stressed out. No, I'm not stressed out. I'm fine. And then they'll argue with you about it. I was like, no, I'm not stressed out, and I'm handling everything all right and stuff like that, or whatever. And then the next thing, is like, I've got to get out of here. I've got to get away from it all. It's like, I need a holiday. or whatever it is. So deny, argue, escape. Now, this is just a sudden thing. It just goes really fast. And, these free webinars on then and the videos, it doesn't cover all the material. So, we're not talking about the 3 distress levels or the chronic distress pattern for this persona. But if you recognize those, you can really deal with that with them. Like I said, go through the filter to meet the need and diffuse the issue with it. So anyway, that's it for the OTTER persona. And thank you for watching. And I want you to know that we do have resources. So if you go to freedomsaoirse.com and scroll down to the bottom of the page, you just fill in your email address and you instantly will have access to the resources page. Hi, thanks for watching. I'd love to see you on a Zoom call. So let's get on a Zoom call here and see how I can help you and your business connect with your clients or connect with your employees and your customers, or increase sales or deal with whatever challenges that you're facing right now. I have a Master's of Education in Counseling. I have a BBA, MBA equivalent. I've dealt with corporations and businesses worldwide for over 26 years and lived in 7 different countries. I speak 6 languages. So, hey, let's work on it. Let's get it together here and see how I can help you. So just contact me again, a direct message or email info@freedomsaoirse.com, or just fill out the contact form at freedomsaoirse.com. Thank you. Slán